What the heck is happening with AI these days? Just a few weeks ago, we woke up on an earthquake caused by DeepSeek R1 and how it completely changed the way we engineer LLMs. Today, a new earthquake is about to happen. It's called Manus. If DeepSeek R1 redefined expectations for large language models, well, Manus is going to revolutionize all the AI automation that we have seen so far. This AI isn't just another chatbot. It's a fully autonomous agent that can independently execute entire workflows, from financial analysis to coding and even business operations. By the end of this video, you'll understand why Manus AI is shaking up the AI industry and why it's going to be the biggest breakthrough of the year. Let's dive in. So what exactly is Manus? Developed by a Chinese startup linked to Monica.im. Let's have a look at Monica.im. It's basically a chatbot, or an AI assistant, as they would call it. Okay, so you can see here, it's basically a chat AI engine, very similar to ChatGPT, or maybe to the AI assistant that you can find on WhatsApp. So building on Monica.im, the same founders actually now built Manus. And Manus is designed to handle complex real-world tasks entirely on its own, from stock analysis to website creation, financial reporting, and even resume screening. Unlike traditional AI models that provide suggestions, Manus executes tasks autonomously in the cloud. This means you can delegate a project and walk away, and Manus will handle everything for you in the background. So pretty powerful, as a matter of fact. One of the examples that I find really very powerful is this real estate in New York. Look at that. From a very simple prompt, 4 lines, and some kind of indication about the budget, Manus actually does the whole research. It starts browsing the internet, looking for the best locations in New York. It will search for crime, it search for schools, for pretty much everything. It will create a task list that then it will follow. It will browse for real estate assets that are available. It will even create a Python script that uses your income and makes calculations on what is your capacity to purchase a mortgage. And it uses that to find out the right assets that you can get positioned on. So it is incredibly powerful, and it gives you a very detailed report on the safe neighborhoods in NYC, the top schools by neighborhood. It gives you details about each neighborhood, etc. So it is really very powerful. And by the way, you can see here that it generated 4 reports. So you can also here check, and it gives you a number of properties that are exactly suited in full AI agent, as you can see. So who created Manus? The brain behind Manus AI is Xiao Hong. You can see here his photo, one when he's young and maybe another one a little bit older and wiser. As you can see, he is also the founder of Monica.im. And Xiao Hong is a tech entrepreneur who has previously built AI-powered tools used by millions. The other co-founder is Yichao Peak G, or G, as you can hear it from this video.
Hi, I'm Pete from Manus AI.
And she is actually known for developing the Mammoth mobile browser and other AI-driven platforms. Their vision: create the AI that doesn't just assist you, but actually gets things done. Now let's talk about what makes Manus so powerful. Here are its top features. The first one is obviously, and this is what you are seeing on the screen right now, is autonomous task execution. So in this case, It's actually analyzing the Tesla stock and look at all what it's doing, or this is the NVIDIA most probably. And it's incredibly powerful in terms of it generates, Python scripts, it downloads the data, it analyzes the data, and it creates even a website to basically present all the data that is available. So this is really very powerful. As you can see here, it's creating that website, and in the website you can see all the correlations between those different stocks. The other great capability of Manus is that it can run completely autonomously. We can say it's cloud-based processing, but I guess all the LLMs are cloud-based processing, except that here you can basically ask Manus to perform a task and then walk away, get a coffee, and then Manus will notify you once the task has been completed. This is also very fantastic because all of a sudden you no longer need to constantly stay and interact to guide the LLM or the ChatGPT. It can conduct tasks completely autonomously. What makes Manus really powerful is that integration with external tools. Unlike most AI models, Manus can interact with web browsers, databases, and even execute Python scripts to, for example, calculate complex things. What makes Manus really powerful is that seamless integration with so many tools that can go and fetch data from databases. It can launch browsers. It can read what the browser is displaying. And it can also execute scripts so that you can bridge data from a database and a website and aggregate that into one single data. It's super, super powerful. Another great capability of Manus is its adaptive learning in memory. It remembers user preferences, so if you prefer a specific format for reports, it adjusts it accordingly. One other thing is the multimodal capabilities. So Manus can process text, images, and even code in real time, which is also very powerful. Let's get into the technical details of how Manus AI actually works. Manus is built on top of a multi-agent architecture, meaning it has separate AI components working together to complete tasks. Here's how it breaks down. Planning agents, these break down tasks into structured steps. You could see it earlier on in the video that basically Manus can create a task list to achieve a certain goal. Let's have a look at that right now. It's actually, you can see it in some of the frames. Here we go. This is the task list basically that is created by the planning agents. So it's a very well detailed step by step, and there are components under each step so that basically the agent goes through these steps one by one. And then you have execution agents. These carry out the tasks using external tools when necessary. And then you have verification agents. And this is also very powerful. These check the results for accuracy and efficiency and also compliance and guardrails. All of this happens inside an isolated virtual machine, ensuring security and seamless operation. This architecture allows Manus to handle multiple complex workflows at once. So let us have a look on how Manus compares to, for example, ChatGPT. And basically, this table summarizes most of it. In terms of autonomy, this is something that is very differentiating for Manus because with ChatGPT, it requires constant human interaction. You always have to be in front of your prompt and adjusting and correcting and asking more questions and get me this Python script and then you execute it, not the AI agent, etc., etc. So this is really a very differentiating capability of Manus. The other one is task execution. So while ChatGPT usually provides suggestions, and I know there is ChatGPT, the operator, which is now capable of launching a browser in a virtual machine and then basically interact with that browser. Whereas Manus AI has all of this integrated seamlessly and has a complete set of tools and workflows that it can execute out of the bat. And then you have tool integration. So ChatGPT, of course, you can integrate your own tools, but it's still limited and it's not seamless. I think the most powerful thing with Manus is that all of this is seamless. It's native. It's already integrated into the agent system. And the other thing is that cloud processing. So of course, when we say cloud processing, it means for ChatGPT, it requires engagement, whereas for Manus AI, it runs asynchronously, even when you are offline. So you can literally close your laptop or switch off your app and then go for your day and then come back, and basically Manus will notify you once the task is done. This is again really very powerful. So how to get access to Manus? At the moment, Manus is in beta testing and access is very limited. But here's how you can get an invitation code. First of all, you can apply online on the website. Let me show you how. So while you are on the website of manus.im down until you see this button here called Let Manus Try My Task. There you can enter your email address, okay, and then you can enter your use case, okay, and then you submit the request. Of course, I advise you to put a meaningful and maybe something that is a very powerful reason for requesting access, and also that is something that is either related to your business or something that you would like to do and that could benefit a large chunk of humanity. The other way to get codes, but it's a little bit harder, is to join the Manus Discord community. So basically, as you register on the Manus website, it will propose to you to join the Discord community. You can do that. Every now and then, Manus actually publishes some invitation codes. Usually there are 4 or 5 of them. And the problem with that is that I'm assuming that there's a whole community of hackers who are basically building bots and getting the message as immediately as it gets out, and maybe launches 4 or 5 bots at the same time in parallel to try each of those codes. And the first one that gets there, it's basically bingo. Also, beware of scalpers, scammers. There could be some invitation codes that are available on the internet. Some, I heard, are proposed to even astronomical amounts like $20,000 for an invitation code. And it is insane. And so therefore you have to be careful and be patient. Sooner or later, the access to Manus will be made public. And of course, everybody will have access to that. One of the prompts that I really invite all the readers to have a look at is this one: impact of climate change on Earth and society. And in pretty much less than a minute or so, Manus was capable of creating a whole document. So as you could see, it created a very sophisticated plan. It started browsing the internet for all the information needed, and then it understood reports, and at the end, it created a 44-page report with executive summary and details, table of contents, and everything. All of that in pretty much a minute or so. This is hilarious. It would have taken a human probably a week to do all of that work and to come up with a report that may or may not be as complete as this one. It is really groundbreaking. So what's the future of Manus? Well, the first thing is that Manus is just getting started, and what's coming in the future, first of all, is open sourcing parts of the model. So developers plan to release some components in 2025. Public launch, currently it's invite only, but broader access is expected soon. And then more capabilities. So future updates will expand Manus' ability to handle even more industries and more workflows. As a conclusion and final thoughts, Manus is one of the most exciting advancements in AI automation up to this year. Its ability to execute tasks autonomously and integrate with external tools and databases sets it apart from anything else on the market today by miles. Thanks for watching. I'll see you for the next AI earthquake. Hopefully it's not in a few days this time.